Well, we've talked a lot about animal shelters being overcrowded. There is one breed in particular local shelters are seeing a lot more of right now. These sweet Huskies. They are the most common breed to wind up in shelter right behind pit bulls. Did you know that? Sarah Robinson's here to explain why.
Well, since the pandemic, there's been a rise in Huskies winding up at shelters. And a large part of that is because they can be high energy. But as you can see here, this is Otis. He's a very quiet, kind of shy guy and very calm. So I'm here today with Allison. She is the director of Arizona Husky Rescue. Allison, I just wanted to ask you, Huskies, when people think of dogs, they're one of the most beloved breeds. Why are you seeing more of them wind up in shelters right now?
A big part of it, we believe, is due to the pandemic and so many people adopted dogs when they were working from home, and Huskies being such a high energy breed, they weren't able to keep up with their exercise requirements when they started to go back to work. And a lot of people, we've had people reach out and say they don't think that they're the best home for their dog anymore, and they feel like they're failing their dog. And we try and to let people know, your animal feels at home and they feel safe with you. There's just put in a little bit more time here and there, but obviously, that's a big reason a lot of them are ending up in shelters.
So how many of them are you seeing? Like, what has the spike been in comparison from before the pandemic to now?
Yeah, probably around 2020, we would see maybe 15 at a time in the shelters. And then in 2021 to 2022, it would be about 30 to 40 at a time. And then this year, it's been around 90 at a time. And then just last week when we were there were 112. So big jump.
Definitely a big jump. Okay, so who would be a good fit for a Husky, and how can people get involved here?
So the right person for a Husky, the biggest thing you need to be is kind of just a tolerant person who will figure out how to make it work for the animal in your home. That's honestly the biggest thing. Everyone here, these are a bunch of our fosters, and they're all amazing people who love their animals and kind of put them first. So having other dogs in the home is huge. They love other dogs. You don't need to have another dog to have a Husky, but it really helps because they make great playmates. Cats and small dogs. Some of them do great with small dogs. Cats are kind of a little bit more iffy. Adopting through a rescue, you get to know beforehand if they're good with cats and small animals. Some of them are great with kids. Some of them are a little too high energy for kids, so we can help someone find the right fit for them with all of that information.
Got it. Okay, so I know that this October you guys are having some adoption events, and I want to make sure people are aware of that. So how can they contact you and get involved if they're interested in fostering or adopting?
Yeah, so for our adoption events anyway, we'll be at Brat House the first weekend of October for their Oktoberfest celebration. We won't have any adoptable dogs on site, but we will be there with some of our volunteers, and we can tell them more about fostering. You can also go on our website at azhuskyrescue.com to learn more about that, and on our social media, we're very active. But in addition to that, we'll be at Bonfire in Tempe for 2 weekends in the month, and you can meet some of our adoptable dogs on site. We'll also be at quite a few events after that. We're going to be at an event every weekend for the months following that.
Got it. All right, Allison, thank you so much. All right, Otis, I really want to take you home. I don't know if I have room for you in my news car, but maybe I'll have to come back because you seem like such a sweet little friend. All right, in Phoenix, I'm Sarah Robinson for Arizona's Family.